Come on in. Welcome to the live tapping experience. Such a joy to be here with you all. What an amazing, amazing time it is. I am in Bali right now in a little beach town called Uluwatu. And I managed to find a place with good internet. But if it does lag for a moment, just know that you can keep tapping on your chest and you can keep breathing. And if it does pause for a moment, we should be fine, but that's always an option for you. Today, I want to hear from you. Where in the world are you coming in from? Where in the planet? Christine, Chengdu, just down the road from me, girlfriend. Nice. Gold Coast, Boston, Santa Fe, Bali too. And you saw me in Tulum. We seem to like the same places. I love that. UK, New Jersey, Sydney, Western Australia. Yeah, that's my hometown. Montreal, Chicago, Florida, Queensland. Loving to feel all of my peeps on this side of the world coming on in. Beautiful to see you all. Fabulous. Montreal, New Zealand, Michigan. Beautiful. So today we're going to have a live tapping experience. And if you are new to tapping, we're going to go on a deep dive. The style that I teach is unlike anyone else's tapping. We do different types of NLP through the session. Sometimes we do somatic movement. Sometimes we even do laughter therapy. Depending on what the group is inspiring will be what will comes through. You are all invited to put your camera on if you feel like it, because one of the things that I love to encourage in community is that we're all healing together and we all feel emotion. We all have ups and downs. We all get messy sometimes. And making feeling emotion the norm is what I'm all about, because every single human feels emotion. And the live tapping experience is an opportunity to give ourselves an opportunity to feel the emotion, to learn the tools to both heal and harness our own inner power, and then to be able to take it out into the world. Twice a year, I lead live tapping certifications. They're 6-month programs. We just launched our certification a week ago. So hello to all the students who are in there with me. We have our next live class tomorrow with that group. And then twice a week, we run these free classes to the whole community. So wherever you're at in the flow with us, welcome. It's so nice to have you here. So today or tonight, wherever you are on the planet, we are going to be focusing on healing ourselves and each other through the sacred masculine and feminine energetics. And this is a really beautiful topic for me right now, because I just have my parents arrive from Australia. And they are the masculine and the feminine. They represent that for me in my journey, and they represent that for all of us as children. And oftentimes when we didn't get the full divine incarnation of the mother or the father in our lineage, then there's gaps often in our psyche that create blocks, emotional issues, or certain kinds of fears, or codependency, things like that, because we didn't get a full rounded example of the masculine and feminine. And so later on in life, we try to figure it out ourselves. Sometimes we have our own children, we pass on those same patterns that our parents passed on, that their parents passed on. So today we're going to do healing through the sacred masculine and feminine. And I've created a little document for you guys to check out. You guys will get this as well in your email in the replay. But just so you can understand what we're going to do today, and you'll see how it's applied. So feminine and masculine energetics. For thousands of years, the ancient healing traditions of yoga, Chinese medicine, and other healing lineages recognized the feminine and masculine as simply qualities of energy versus a gender. And so oftentimes when we hear feminine or masculine, we think, oh, mother or father or man or female. But actually in these ancient traditions, it was understood that actually just qualities of energy that we all have. We all have the masculine and we all have the feminine inside of us. And that's what creates a whole being. We're not just feminine, we're not just masculine. We actually have both. And some of us have more of one than the other. So let's look at what the feminine energetics are. So feminine could be softness, flow, patience, surrender, feeling, love, intuition, empathy, and beingness. So this is all the feminine energy. And when we apply this to our healing process, it's very yummy, it's very nurturing, it's very supportive. It allows us to feel, it allows us to tap into all of these qualities. So when you're tapping, you might share with yourself or your clients, if you're tapping with clients, I can take my time with healing and I am trusting myself and the process. So this is really a feminine energetic tapping phrase that supports you or your client to feel really safe. The feminine is all about supporting safety, and these energetics help with that. So that's a tapping phrase that can be used when you're guiding through a process. Masculine energetics are stable, predictability, clarity, focus, leadership, safety, assertiveness, and structure. So when we are working with these energetics inside of a session with ourselves or others, a phrase might be, my vision is. So the clarity of the masculine tells us where we're supposed to look, what we're creating, what we want to create. So there's clarity and there's structure in that. And then I am ready to take action by. And then you might say what action steps you're going to take. So the masculine is very action oriented. It's very leadership based. It has clarity and vision and purpose. And so when we start to mix the masculine and the feminine energies into our healing sessions, we start to create a balance. And this balance, by combining them in a right balance, we move into a healing session that will support yourself or your clients in truly finding wholeness. So a tapping phrase might be, I trust myself and my direction in life. The trusting of the self is all about that loving support of who you are and your journey. And then the direction is the masculine, the purpose, the initiative that's taking place. And so a lot of the time in a session, if you're guiding someone, if you're a coach, if you're a mentor, you might be really good with holding really beautiful feminine space. And that can be very nurturing for someone, especially if they're having a lot of healing of trauma and they're going through a real breakdown. But once you get them through the really intense traumatic part, which the feminine can come into to support, you want to help them with direction. You want to help them with purpose. And so that's when you would invite the masculine energy in your coaching skills, or when you're coaching yourself as well, to say, okay, I've healed a lot of that intense emotion. I've healed the trauma. What choices do I need to make now for my life so that I can take care of my life, so I can protect my life, so that I can create the life that I want? And what types of action steps will come forward from that? And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to actually do a tapping session, and we're going to bring in both qualities, the masculine and the feminine. We're going to start off with the feminine. So in a tapping session, because so much of the work at the start especially is about healing. It's about allowing ourselves to feel. So we're going to invite the feminine energy in, that soft, receptive, intuitive energy. And then as we get closer to the end, as we clear out some of those blocks, you're going to see me shift into more of the masculine energy at the end, around taking action, about gaining clarity, about finding what you want to manifest, and about having the action steps to make that happen. If you try in a healing session to go straight into the masculine energy too soon, then the feminine that's wounded, the emotional side of yourself, can feel a little violated or a little pressured upon. So that's why we always start off with the feminine energy, which is that safe, supporting, loving, caring container. And then we move into that masculine energy. And when we actually have both of those places balanced in a session, a person really gets a whole session as well, because then they're not only healing, but now they're actually creating the life that they actually want. So I'm really happy and excited to share this all with you today. So the flow of the class, we're going to do about an hour of tapping, and then we'll do a little bit of exercise to integrate at the end, and then we'll do a little bit of a feedback and a share. I would request that you turn off any distractions and just really give yourself this opportunity right now to go in and to heal and to clear and to use this time as your own healing session. While doing the session, you're going to see the technique revealed within itself, and then you can feel free to go and use that if you are in the healing world, or if you are already doing tapping or anything like that. You can try these later on in your life as well, and it's really just a good process in your life as you grow and evolve through different challenges to bring these types of energies in. Okay, I'm going to pop a little music on to get us started. So to start with, we're just going to just centering ourselves into the space. And just feel all of your energy coming into your center right now. And as you just feel all of your energy from your day coming into this moment right now, giving yourself full permission to arrive here with me today. We're just going to rub our hands. In yogic traditions, when we rub our hands, we're actually bringing attention to the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. And this energy is the masculine and the feminine sides of the brain as well. So let's just rub them together, knowing that we're inviting the balance of the masculine and the feminine sides of our brain. And while we're doing that, we're going to inhale through the nose and we'll blow out through the mouth. Like this. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Blowing anything out that doesn't serve you. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Placing one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. And feeling yourself arrive in your body right now. Bring these 2 hands up to your forehead, placing them on your forehead. Taking a deep breath in. Hold the breath. And then exhale, blow it out like a cannonball. Just resting your hands on your knees right now and just tuning into your life right now. And tuning into the area of your life that you want to bring healing or transformation into. What is the area that's been stuck in your life that's calling for more support right now? And then we're going to just start by massaging underneath the collarbone here. And as you tune into the area of your life where you feel a little bit stuck, where you feel a little bit scared, or you're having some challenges arise, tune into that area for yourself right now. And we're going to give ourselves permission to feel. So we're bringing in the feminine right now. We're asking ourselves, we have safety to feel right now. Full permission to feel whatever's there. Full permission to feel any stuckness that's showing up. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Beautiful. And as you tune into this challenge that's been arising for you, on a scale of 0 to 10, how intense has it been when it's really uncomfortable, when it's been at its peak, when you've really been overwhelmed, when there's a lot going on for you? What's that intensity number been for you? Tune into how intense it's been at its worst moment, and then go ahead and write the number in the chat area for me and for the group. And then come back to massaging underneath the collarbone. 10, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 10, 10, 10, 8. Great, we've got some good stuff to work with today. Beautiful. Tapping the center of the chest, we're going to do a call and response. You're going to repeat after me. You might start yawning, burping, crying, hiccuping, farting, things like that happen when you tap. It's all good. So repeating after me, even though I've been struggling with, and tell me what you've been struggling with. Saying it out loud, voicing it. Tapping the front of the ribs. Even though I've been struggling with, tell me again, what's been going on in your life? What's been really hard for you? Tapping the side of the ribs. And it's been making me feel what? What's it been making you feel? I've been feeling really, tell me what you've been feeling. Tapping the side of the wrist, and I've been feeling stuck here. And I don't know how to release it. Tapping the side of the thumb, top corner edge. I've been feeling really stuck around. And tell me what you've been feeling stuck around. Tapping the next finger. And it's been making me feel what? What's it been making you feel? What are the top 3 limiting emotions that are coming up for you? It's been making me feel. And I want you to feel into that right now in your body. Feel what that feels like. Tapping the next finger. And what limiting thoughts have been coming up for you as well? I've been thinking, what have you been thinking? I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. It's too hard. I don't have the right this. I'll be judged. I'm blamed. I'm the victim. What are some of the thoughts that are coming up inside your mind? I've been thinking. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. I've been thinking. What have you been thinking? Tapping the little finger, and that's making me feel what? What's it making you feel? And I don't know how to let it go. Tapping the side of the hand. I don't know how to get past this. And it's really hard. Just tune into that struggle right now. Feel into how hard that is. So we're bringing in all this feminine receptivity right now to hold us in our conflict. Just holding it in compassion, holding it in empathy, holding it in understanding right now, wherever you're at. Hold it right there. Then take a big, deep breath in and release a big sigh. Ah, beautiful. Tapping the top of the head. I am worthy of love here. Tapping between the brows, even though I've been really hard on myself. Tapping the temples. It's possible. I am worthy of love here. Tapping the cheeks, even though this has been really hard for me. And I've been blaming and shaming myself. It's possible I'm worthy of love here. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Ah, good. Well done. Tapping underneath the nose. Even though I've been struggling with this issue for a long time. Tapping underneath the lips. And so often we repeat patterns and issues throughout our life. And they often started at a very young age. Sometimes we can remember all the way back to childhood, and sometimes we can't. So what I want you to do right now, before we go there, I want you to just tune into the issue. I want you to tune into the thoughts you have about yourself and the issue. And as you tune into your thoughts about it, I want you to tune into what emotions come up around it. Is there helplessness? Is there anger? Is there anxiety? Is there fear? Is there frustration, overwhelm, hopelessness? What's there for you? Tapping the center of the chest. And I want you to really tune into how hard it's been. I want you to feel it right now. I want you to tune into the loop, how this loop has repeated itself many times. And as you tune into that loop, I want you to just feel the earliest memory that you have of feeling and thinking a similar way. What's the first thing that just pops into your mind? Whatever that is, that's what we're going to work on right now. What's the earliest memory you have of feeling a similar way? Tell me what it reminds you. Tapping the front of the ribs. It reminds me of, tell me what that reminds you of. I wasn't getting my needs supported then. At the ribs, I wasn't getting the love and support then. What I really needed was what? What did you need in that situation? Say that out loud. Tapping the side of the wrist, you can do either wrist. What I really needed was, tell me what that is. But I didn't get it. Big deep breath in, release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the thumb, and we're going to take a little jump right now. I want you to tune in. If this memory is not relevant to your parents, I want you to tune into any ways that you didn't get that also from your parents. How they weren't able to show that to you either. How perhaps the early parental imprints didn't show you how to receive that, or showed you that there was a lack of that, or that it wasn't available. And I want you to just say out loud how it relates to your mom or your dad, or the people that first raised you. How did they lack that ability to show up for you when you needed that? Tapping the next finger. I really needed them to show up. How did you need them to show up for you that perhaps they weren't always able to show up? Tapping the next finger. I needed them to show up by, and what did you need your early parents or the early providers for you to show up with? Tapping the opposite side of the next finger, and they couldn't give that to me either. They struggled to give me. What did they struggle to give you? Tapping the little finger. They struggled to give me. Tell me what that is. Tapping the side of the hand. And I've been trying to get what? What have you been trying to get the world to give you ever since? I've been trying to get. Tell me what you've been trying to get. Love, support, confidence, guidance, structure. It's usually something from the masculine or the feminine quality that we're trying to get from the outside world because the early providers weren't able to give it to us. And so if the feminine was missing, we perhaps didn't get the level of nurturance or love or embrace or unconditional compassion. And if the masculine was missing, perhaps we missed out on the structure or the resources or the guidance or the proper structure to create the life that we want, to have our resources provided for, or to give us and help us with our vision. What I really needed was what? Tell me what you really needed, and then just go ahead and write it into the chat area for me. What did you need that would have helped back then? And then come back to tapping. I needed love and encouragement. Tapping between the brows, I needed guidance, safety, support, and structure. Temples, I needed love. I needed love, support, and guidance. Tapping the cheeks, I needed protection. I needed safety. I needed to know I was worthy. I needed to be guided. I needed to be understood and seen. And then just go ahead and say your piece out loud right now. I really needed, say that again. Tapping underneath the nose, I really needed. Tapping underneath the lips, but they didn't give it to me. And I really needed it. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the center of the chest. Let's voice this out loud. I really needed. And now I want you to imagine yourself calling your parents in right now. Imagine them sitting with you in front of you right now. And I want you to imagine yourself right now telling them what you really needed back then. I really needed, and I just imagine yourself telling them, and you can go on a little rant. You can tell them all the things that would have helped you, all the things that would have been supportive, that would have helped you thrive, that would have helped you know your wholeness, that would have helped you have the success or the support that you needed. And I want you just to go on a little rant right now. Imagine yourself telling them what you needed. Mom and Dad, I really needed. Tapping the front of the ribs. And I've been struggling to find it my whole life. Because you didn't know how to give it to me. And I really needed, what did you really need from them? Say it again to them. And I've been struggling to find it. And I really needed you to give me what? Say it again out loud. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Really stretch open the mouth this time. Breathe in deep, stretch open the mouth in your sigh. Tapping the side of the ribs. It's possible I was worthy of that. Even though they didn't know how to give it to me. Tapping the side of the wrist. It's possible I was worthy of. What were you worthy of? Say it out loud. Even though they didn't know how to give it to me. Tapping the side of the thumb. It's possible I was worthy of. Say what it is. Even though they didn't know how to give it to me. Tapping the next finger, even though they struggled to give it to me. Tapping the next finger, even though they gave me the total opposite. So what did they give to you instead? So if they didn't give you encouragement, did they put you down? Did they judge you? If they didn't hear you, did they ignore you? So what did they do instead that was also not supportive? Instead, what did they do instead? Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. And I've been struggling ever since. Doubting myself, tapping the little finger. Shrinking my power. Feeling confused. When all I really needed was what? What did you need? Say it out loud. Take a long, slow, deep breath in. Release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the side of the hand. I love and deeply accept myself. Exactly as I am. Even though I've been struggling. I love and deeply accept where I'm at. And I am ready to receive what? What are you ready to receive in your life now? What qualities, what kind of energy? I am ready to receive. What are you ready to receive in your life today that would have helped back then? I am ready to receive. Tell me what that is out loud. Beautiful. Take a big, deep breath into that. Release a big sigh. Beautiful. You're doing really good. Tapping the top of the head. I am ready to receive. Tell me out loud what you're ready to receive. Beautiful. Tapping between the brows. And I am worthy of this. Tapping the temples, and I've always been worthy of this. Tapping the cheeks, and I am worthy of it today. I am worthy of, say what it is out loud. Today. And I'm making up for lost time. For all the times I didn't get it. For all the times I felt desperate, confused and overwhelmed. Having underneath the nose, I'm worthy of this today, now. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping underneath the lips. Are you guys ready to bring these qualities, these energies into your life now? Give me a little thumbs up if you're ready to start receiving them. Okay, beautiful. So to do this, we're just going to go back into the early memory that you have where you weren't receiving this from your parents. And I want you to tune into that moment of impact where it was most uncomfortable, where you started to doubt yourself, you started to feel alone in your issues. You started to feel like there was no way out, or that you were stuck and you didn't know how to get out of it. Tapping the center of the chest, and as you tune into that most painful part right now, feel into the most difficult part of that challenge. I want you to feel what that felt like in your body. Was it tight? Was it heavy? Was it prickly? Was it oozing? Was it festering? What did it feel like energetically in your body, if it had a texture? Really get on the edge of that discomfort right now. And then just hold it in some compassion, that moment of discomfort. Hold it in some love and some empathy and some sensitivity and some understanding right there in that full-on discomfort that arose for you. And then take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Beautiful. Take another big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Beautiful. And in that moment of total discomfort, in that moment where they weren't there for you, they weren't showing up the way that you needed them to, I want you to imagine that your mom's higher self and your dad's higher self, the people they always wish they could have been, the caring, loving, supportive, guided, integrous, aligned, committed, loving, helpful, supportive, caring human beings that they always wish they could be at all times. I want you to see that in your mother and your father right now as they stand there over in the corner of the frame and they watch what just took place. And while they're standing over there, I want you to feel into the pain that you're going through in that memory. And I want you to feel into your mother's higher self right now, loving, supportive, caring, listening, intuitive, understanding, compassionate, wise higher self in that moment. I want you to see her. And I want you to imagine her now walking over to you. And as she walks over to you in that situation, I want you to see her wrap her arms around you in a really warm, loving hug. And I want you to see your mother just holding you in so much compassion and care right now from her higher self. From the self that you knew was in there all the time, all along, that you wanted to come out. The present self. And just feel all of her love hold you right now in this moment. Take a deep breath in and release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the side of the wrist. Really feel her love meet you in that pain right now. Take a big, deep breath into that love, allowing that love in, giving that love permission, giving that love care, and letting it touch you and open you right now. From their higher self, take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the side of the wrist. And there is your mum there with you in that moment of pain, that moment of contraction, holding you and loving you, supporting you. Tapping the side of the thumb. And what does your mum want to say to you in that moment? What message do you have from your mother's higher self? My mother's higher self is telling me what? And say that out loud. Tapping the next finger. My mother's higher self is telling me, say that out loud. Tapping the middle finger. And I want you to let that sink in from your mother's higher self right now. I want you to feel into any resistance to that message from her. Feel into any pushback against that message. Like, can I really trust this? Am I really worthy of this? Is this really true? Feel into any resistance to it. Then just take a deep breath into the resistance. Release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. It's possible I can trust this message. And then just go ahead and write what your mother's higher self, what message she had for you, and then come back to tapping. Tapping the little finger. My mother is telling me that I am safe and loved. Tapping the side of the hand. I will always love you. You're going to be okay. I have this handled for us. Sorry, I didn't know better. I love you and I see you. I'm sorry and you're safe. You deserve all the love and support and encouragement. You've done a good job. You are welcome. I'm sorry to pass on generational trauma. My mother is telling me, say what that is out loud. Take a big deep breath into it, release a big sigh. Ah, beautiful. Tapping the top of the head. I'm receiving this from my mother now. Take another big deep breath in that moment, in that earlier version of you, as you allow that to settle in. Release a big sigh. Ah, beautiful. Now tapping between the brows, and in that moment, your mother is there, and all of her compassion, all of her support, all of her love, all of her care, holding you in that moment. And you look over into the frame, and your father's higher self is there now. The father that he always wished he could have been. The supportive, grounded, safety net, the provider, the stability, the care, the understanding, the protection. Feel that from your father's energy now, as you see him in his higher self in the corner of the frame. Tapping the temples. And as you see your father in that embodiment, you recognize the father that you always knew he could have been. You recognize that deep, powerful, loving strength and care and protection and safety and alignment and integrity that he held so deeply as his higher self. Tapping the cheeks, and I want you to see him walk over to you right now. And as you see him walk over to you right now, I want you to see him give you a hug in that earlier moment that you felt totally shut down and hurt. And I want you to feel that loving, understanding, safety, care, that embrace coming as he gives you a hug right now. Tapping underneath the nose, feel into that loving embrace of your father's higher self right now. And then take a big, deep breath in, ready, and release a big sigh. Ah. I'm receiving, and tell me what kind of energy or love you're receiving from your dad in this moment. Having underneath the lips, I am receiving. And I am worthy of receiving this. I am worthy of receiving. What did you need from your father in that moment? What did you need from the father energy? I am worthy of receiving. Tell me what that is. I want you to feel yourself call it into expression, calling it in to support you, calling it in to hold you, calling it in to love you, to protect you, to guide you, to align you, to help you, to see you, to know you. I am worthy of receiving. Tell me what you always desired from your father. Up in the center of the chest, and I am receiving it now. I am receiving. Tell me what you're receiving now from your Father's higher self. Take a big deep breath into it. Allow it to come in. Release a big sigh. Beautiful. Take another big deep breath in. Release a big sigh. Tapping the front of the ribs. I am receiving. Tell me what you're receiving from your Father's higher self in this moment. And what does it feel like when you allow yourself to receive that? It feels really, tell me what it is out loud. Tapping the side of the ribs. It feels really. And this is safe to trust now. I'm receiving. Tell me what you're receiving. And then release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the side of the wrist. And I want you to tune into his presence there with you. In that moment of contraction, now holding you with your mother. And what is the message from your Father's higher self to you right now? What is he saying to you in that moment? What does he want to convey? What does he want to share with you in that moment? Tapping the side of the thumb. He's telling me what? What's he telling you? Tapping the next finger. He's telling me. Tell me what it is. Tapping the next finger, and it's possible it's true. And I'm receiving this from my Father's higher self now. Because I know he always wanted this for me. He was just trapped and lost in his own world. And he didn't know the way out. Take a big deep breath for your dad to really show up the way you needed him to. Feel his struggle on the multi-generations that he will with, and his struggle to show up even for himself, which is why he couldn't show up for you. And his own trauma and his own battle with his own darkness. Take a big deep breath in for you. You and your papa right now. You and your dad. Take a big deep breath in. Release the breath. Good. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. What does your dad want to say to you in this moment, in that moment? What's his message for you? My father is telling you what? What's he saying? Tapping the little finger. He's telling me. What's he telling you? Tapping the side of the hand. He's telling me. Tell me what he's telling you. Feel that message going deep from the sincerity of his soul. And take a big deep breath in. Release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the top of the head. And then go ahead and write what his message is for you in the chat area. My father is telling me, and then come back to tapping. And just feel your father there with you right now, proud of you for how far you've come and for how much you've moved the lineage forward and how much you've accomplished within yourself, and feel his proud love for you right now. Tapping between the brows. My Father is telling me, I'm so sorry. I'm so proud of you. Tapping the temples. You've become more than I imagined. You are whole. I always wanted you to be provided for. Tapping the cheeks. I always wanted you to have everything and be unconditionally accepted. You are safe to be authentic. And I will always unconditionally love you. And just feel this from your Father's higher self, from the healed part of your Father. Feel this message right now coming in. And take a big, deep breath into that message and release a big sigh. Tapping underneath the lips. I'm receiving this now. Tapping the center of the chest, and I'm worthy of this. And I want you to feel your mother and your father surrounding you in that early moment right now, their higher selves. I want you to feel that loving, compassionate, caring, understanding, wise, empathetic, loving, understanding self of your mother, and all that she was holding you in that higher self. And your Father, with his protection, with his guidance, with his unconditional love, with his presence, with his support, both those energies holding you in that moment of contraction right now. And feel into any final contraction or final hiding or final shrinking your energy, and feel those energies around you right now, the sacred mother and the sacred father holding you. Feel them come in and hold you even more, even more, even more, and feel any resistance to allowing all of their love in. And take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm receiving their love now. And I am whole. Tapping the side of the ribs, and I am worthy. Tapping the side of the wrist. And when you know you have this kind of energy surrounding you and holding you, what does it make you want to do? What kind of initiative, what kind of strength comes out of that? How does that transform the way you see the world and what you go for and how you move through your life? When you feel that surrounding you all the time, what does that make you want to do in your life when you know that is there? How does that change what your current challenge has been in your life? What does it make you want to do? Tapping the side of the thumb. It makes me trust myself more. Tapping the next finger. It makes me trust my purpose. Tapping the next finger. What does it make you do or want or create? What confidence does it give you to create what you want or to do what you want or to move past certain challenges, to own your truth, to be authentic? It makes me want to. What does it make you want to do when you know that is there 100% of the way, every step of the way? Mother and father, frequencies of energy. What does that in your life right now? Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. And how does it feel your being? That you are help, when you are loved, when you know that support is around, you know that in your, does it make you feel? Tapping the little finger. It makes me feel, tell me what that makes you feel. Beautiful. Saying it out loud. What are the top 3 positive emotions? Tapping the side of the hand. What are the top 3 positive emotions that you feel? Take a big deep breath into those positive emotions. Release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the top of the head. I feel really. Tell me what you feel. And then go ahead and write it in the chat area for all of us to see. Then come back to tapping. I feel expressed. Tapping between the brows. Tapping the temples. I feel courageous. Tapping the cheeks. Connected. Capable. Validated. Decisive. Tapping underneath the nose, powerful and confident. Create, express from my wholeness, grateful, stronger, guide your life and set you free to fly. Knowing that life is designed for you. And these energies are now lifting you and supporting you into your truest, healthiest, wholest expression. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Beautiful, tapping the center of the chest. I've got this. And I'm making myself and my family line proud. So how do you get to now take these energies out into the world and shine them upon others? What do you get to do with these energies now that you know they're inside of you? How does that make you show up as your own healer and as a healer of the world and as a supportive energy for those in your life and your clients and the things you're doing? How do those energies now embodied inside of you? Imagining that masculine, that structure, that alignment, that integrity, that connection, that commitment, that clarity, that vision is inside of you, feeling it move into your own being. That's your vision now. That's your masculine now. And feeling the energy of the feminine holding that is your love, that is your sweetness, that's your intuition, that's your feeling, that's your connection to the sacred, that's your receptivity, that's your flow, that's your trust, that's your allowance, that's your ease, that's your grace, that's your discovery of self. Feeling all of that flowering inside of your consciousness now, the masculine and the feminine flowering and flowering and flowering and flowering and flowering, opening you up. And take a big deep breath into that in your life right now. Release a big sigh. Beautiful. This feels really, what does this feel like for you? Saying it out loud again. Beautiful. This feels really. Tapping the side of the ribs. Take another big deep breath. Allow that to expand into all that you are, all that you're doing, and all that you're creating, and all that you're becoming. Feel it open up like a fresh breeze into your life that all else is being let go of in this moment. Release with a big sigh. Beautiful. am ready. What are you ready to do with this new breath of fresh air? What are you ready to create now with this new breath of fresh air, this new trust, this new love, this new support, this new integrity, this new alignment? I am ready to, say it out loud. What are you ready to do in your life now? Tapping the side of the wrist. And what steps do you get to take moving forward now? What are the next 2 steps that you're going to do today to move forward in this path? I'm going to, say it out loud, and I'm going to have a lot of fun doing it. Hallelujah. Tapping the side of the thumb. I'm going to, what's your next step that you're going to have so much fun doing? Tapping the next finger, and then go ahead and write it into the chat and come back to tap. I'm going to. Beautiful. Tapping the next finger. I'm going to. Woo! Move on. Beautiful, Joe. Be bold and courageous. Write content and share valuable information every day. Yes. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. Show up. And then when you say show up, what is the action to show up? What specifically is the action? Like, am I going to make that phone call? Am I going to write that blog post? Am I going to call my client? Am I going to do what? Like, what is the actual physical thing that you're going to do that's of the physical dimension? Write what lights me up. Beautiful. Share the love and joy, peace within. Be more compassionate and peaceful. Write and help heal. Beautiful. Tapping the little finger. Have heart surgery. Wow. Patricia, sister. Wow, we have to talk. I'm going to write those books. Beautiful. Tapping the side of the hand. I'm going to move to Hawaii. Yes, you feel the physical masculine energy coming into the field right now. This is practical things that are taking place in your life now. This is the masculine. I'm going to share my gifts and my medicine. Specifically, Belen, how are you going to do that? What are you going to do that? You're going to record a video. You're going to share. You're going to write an email. I'm going to master social media. Beautiful. Make the job mine. Yes. And if you're going to master social media, what are you going to do to master it? You're going to do a course. You're going to study it more deeply. What is the physical action to help you get there? Take a big, deep breath. Release a big sigh. Ah, tapping the top of the head. So we feel the sacred masculine guiding our life now. We feel the receptive, loving, supportive, safe energy that is our nature. And that is holding our actions now. And that is holding the safety to go forward, to move on, to trust ourselves with these actions. So I want you to imagine your life right now as you take these next action steps. And as you take these next action steps, I want you to imagine that there's so much love, so much support, so much joy, so much play, so much ease, so much grace for being human, for showing up as a beautiful human on this planet right now, and taking those steps. And I want you to see yourself enjoying the steps. Like, yes, this is what I came to the planet to do. This is who I came to be. This is what's supporting my life force, my dreams, my destination, the things I want to be and do in the world. This is all supportive. Feel that right now. Take a big, deep breath into that. Release a big sigh. Ah. And then where are all of these smaller action steps leading you? Where are they taking you? What is the big vision now? What is the big vision that wants to be manifested? I am creating, and tell me what the big vision is. So if you're having heart surgery, my big vision is to have the healthiest heart. If I'm writing that blog post, my vision is to touch thousands of lives and help them heal with self-love. What is the big vision of these steps? Tapping between the brows, my big vision is, say that out loud, Beautiful. Tapping the temples, take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the cheeks. I've got this. And I'm ready now. I've got everything I need. Feel that. You have everything now. You have it all. I have everything I need. Yes, you do. You have the balance of the masculine and feminine, and that is everything. That is what creates wholeness. I have everything I need. All right, take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Beautiful, awesome. Okay, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to give you all an opportunity to unmute yourself, and in that moment we're going to tap all of our body and we're just going to laugh for no reason. So if you don't know how to laugh, just say ho ho ha ha ha. They're the syllables. And if you want to laugh at me or anyone else, you're welcome to. We're just going to flood the system with endorphins by making the laughter sounds. It still floods the same way, even if it's a fake laugh. So everyone, you have permission right now to click unmute on your microphone. You can unmute, and then on the count of three, all going to tap and laugh. Ready? Okay, everyone take a long, slow, deep breath in right now. Inhale. Hold the breath. Hold that breath. Exhale slowly, blow it out. This time, inhale, bring your hands up to create a ball around you. Inhale. Hold that ball of energy and open up the chest, bring the shoulder blades back towards each other. Keep the breath held. Take a little bit more air. And then bring the hands back around the ball. Exhale. Bring your hands up into the center. Hold the breath out. And inhale. And then bring your hands into a lotus. So your thumb and your little fingers are together and the fingers are out wide on that inhale. Hold the breath in the center of the chest. Exhale slowly. Inhale once more. Inhale to the chest. And as we hold this breath, we call in the divine balance of the masculine and the feminine into our life. guide us, to guide our purpose, to guide our relationships, to guide our mission, to guide our hearts, to guide all that we are. Exhale, blow it out. Placing one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Feeling your divine mother on the left side of you, next to you, and your divine father on the right side of you. Holding that sacred balance energetically. Feeling that holy trinity, the energy that is in the center of you right now, that's connected to spirit. And how this spiritual intelligence is held in the masculine and the feminine, and it is this spiritual intelligence directing your life. And we send gratitude right now to our mother and our father for all that they've done and all that they evolved through in their lineage to get where they got to. We thank them for the work that they did to evolve. And we thank ourselves for taking the lineage to the next step in evolution through this moment, through this time right now. And we bless all the future generations, knowing that they are met and they are cared for from this new evolved state of being. We bless all the past generations for the work they did to get to where they got to. And we continue this evolution into more levels of unity of the masculine and feminine, ease and grace and structure and support and love and empathy, intuition, guiding us and our life. Taking a big, deep breath in. Hold the breath and releasing with a sigh. So I'd love to just hear how you're feeling right now. Go ahead and write that in the chat area. Some piece of wisdom that came through for you in this tap tonight, if there was one piece of wisdom. And then on a scale of 0 to 10, where are you now? If you started at a 10, did you go down? So let us know where you started and then where you landed on a scale of 0 to 10 as well. Beautiful. Fucking queen, yes, sister. Joy is necessary. Yes. Beautiful. 8 to a 2, 10 to a 1. So if you went up, Irina, it's likely there was a lot of numb energy. So often when the number goes up at the start, we may be numb from feeling. As we pull off the numbness and start to process, the number can go up. So if the number has gone up, you can go and continue another tap after this session, which you can find on my website. Which is jenniferpartridge.com, and that'll help you move that number down. 10 to a 3, 10 to a 4, 9 to a 2, beautiful, 9 to a 2, beautiful, my loves. The one thing that I love to do as part of integrating all of the gifts that we learn in our sessions, and part of integrating them is sharing them with the world. Because the more we share what we discover, the more it becomes our embodiment. So you all have an invitation to share something with a friend or a family member about what you discovered in this session for yourself. And then also, what action step are you taking to move forward? So that is the masculine and the feminine. The feminine is all about sharing and listening. And then the masculine is about taking action. So those two pieces, what did you discover and what action are you taking forward in your life now? So everyone just take a moment to feel, what did you discover and what action are you taking forward? Beautiful. So I'm going to give a couple of people an opportunity to come up and share it with the world, because as you share it with more people, it becomes more embodied. So many of us that are drawn into the healing realms, I think a lot of us have naturally the feminine much more developed because we're empathetic, we feel, we're good at listening, we're more intuitive. And then a lot of times that muscle of the masculine taking action or deciding on what structure we want in our life or how to move forward or having that clear vision, sometimes that requires a little bit more energy and attention. So I'm celebrating that with you as well and with the rest of the community as we step into that. One of the exercises that you can do at home, if you want to draw a line down a middle of a paper and just write all the ways that you want to show up in the feminine for your life and all the ways you want to show up in the masculine. And the feminine will be like, I want to like give myself more baths. I want to journal more. I want to listen to more music. And it's like all about that intuition, that softness, that receiving, the pleasure. It's all the feminine. And the masculine is like, okay, I'm going to take action on this. I'm going to create a vision board even, or I'm going to do this step. And that's more of the practical side of things. And it's a really great exercise to write those down. And you guys will get the PDF within 48 hours when the replay goes out. So you can look at that. And then this video will be posted again as well. So yeah, I just want to thank you all for showing up with us today. We do these live events every 2 weeks. We're actually going to be launching a product in about a month, I would say. It's called the Personal Peace Process. And it's a mixture of doing our inner work and then becoming an embodied leader with that work as well, and learning how to not only support ourselves through some of the deepest pains, but then how to transform those wounds into wisdom. And that's a lot of what we do in these programs and these calls as well. So you guys will be learning more about that. But bring your friends to the live tapping experience. Come and tap with us. It's such a joy, such an honor to be here with each of you. You guys give me purpose. So thank you for showing up because you make me show up. I love you all. Super, super grateful. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. All right. Bye for now.